Most writers don't quit because they lack discipline. They quit because they think they lack talent. If you've ever looked at someone else's work and thought, they just have it and I don't, this episode is for you. Hello, fiction babes and storytellers. Welcome to Habits of a Writer, the podcast where we talk about the good habits that lead to a finished manuscript. I'm your host, Portia Leivette. I myself have written several novels, self published two so far, and currently working on the next one. And I'm telling you that not as someone who figured it out early, but as someone who is still very much a student of the craft. What we call talent is often just attention, the ability to stay with a sentence, a scene, or a question a little longer than it feels comfortable. And if that's true, then nothing is wrong with you. You're not behind. You're just being asked to stay longer than you were taught to. So in this episode, I don't want to give you steps or rules. I want to talk about why attention is the real craft, where most writers lose it, and how learning to stay changes everything, not just your writing, but how you see yourself as a writer. Have you ever found yourself rewriting the same sentence over and over? You know the scene, you know what's supposed to happen, but the words won't come together. And suddenly your mind drifts to your to do list, to your phone, or worse, to that familiar voice that says, "This isn't very good. You suck at writing." That moment, that exact moment, is where attention is being tested. And I've been thinking a lot about that lately because of what I've been reading. If you know me from my author's Instagram page or my website, you know I've been reading the Iliad since the end of last year. It's slow, it's dense, it's also forcing me to remember Roman mythology, and I haven't thought about that in years. I'm constantly stopping to look things up. I got to Google, going through summaries, cliff notes, because I can't always picture what I'm reading in my head. And more than once, I've asked myself, why am I forcing myself through this? Well, because I believe the classics teach patience. They demand attention, and attention, more than inspiration, is what makes a better writer. Writing is a skill, and skills can be learned. Do I believe I have a natural pull towards writing? Yes, that's why it keeps calling me back. But natural interest without development doesn't become craft. So I seek out teachers. They've shown up as craft books, conversations with a professional storyteller, classes, and feedback that was sometimes uncomfortable, but necessary. I published my first book. Then I learned from the feedback and kept going. I published my second book, and again, I learned. Will I ever be the greatest writer of my generation? I honestly don't know. That part isn't up to me. What is up to me is being a willing student of the craft. And this isn't just true for writing, painting, accounting, teaching, anything you want to get better at asks the same thing: attention over time. Not overnight mastery, not talent lotteries, just continued work. And you'll know you're getting there because eventually people start asking you for advice. We live in a golden age of distraction, but honestly, I think it's always been this way. When I was a teenager, I had MTV playing in the background while I did my homework. I swore it helped me concentrate. Did it really? Or was it just easier to have noise than to sit with silence? Our writing asks for the same thing silence asks for: undivided attention. Most drafts don't fail because the idea is weak. They fail because attention leaves right before the work gets interesting. Skilled writers aren't faster, they're more patient. They notice when the story is tangled, when they're avoiding a question. They may step away to walk, to think, but they don't abandon the work. They come back. And you don't learn that by being perfect. You learn it by finishing a messy manuscript, seeking guidance and staying long enough to see what the work is asking of you. So, if you've ever looked at someone else's work and thought, they just have it and I don't, I want you to hear this clearly. Nothing is missing. Your habit this week is to remind yourself craft isn't something you're born with, it's something you stay with. And if you're willing to stay, you already belong. Hey, if you're new here and looking for tips on writing, building sustainable routines, encouragement to finish your manuscript, and talk all things writing, then I'm glad we found each other. I'll be here every Tuesday with a brand new episode. Make sure you follow or subscribe so you don't miss it. And if today's episode encouraged you, share it with another writer friend. Until then, happy writing, my friends. Again, my name is Portia Leivette, and this is Habits of a Writer.